Welcome to my channel. Today's video is gonna be a bit of a practical video because you're gonna be watching me clean my kitchen. I did some painting recently and took out everything, and my whole room is a mess really. But today I'm going to be focusing on just the kitchen, and I got the idea for this video a few weeks ago when I was feeling a bit ill and had been scrolling on my phone for a little more than an hour. And I remember thinking to myself while scrolling that I could have used 10 minutes to get, you know, to clear up my sink because my sink was filled with dirty dishes. And because my sink was filled with dirty dishes, I couldn't make breakfast, and it just compounded the whole feeling of malaise, right? And so I remember thinking to myself, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes and I'm just going to see what I can do. And when the timer is or when the timer goes off, I'm just going to stop cleaning. I don't care how far I've gone. I'm just going to stop cleaning. And by the time the timer went off at 10 minutes, I had done maybe 90% of the work. And it got me thinking that perhaps our time online, perhaps, because most people, if you're like most people, you struggle with your screen time. And it got me thinking that perhaps the time we spend online has somehow skewed our perception of time, has somehow deflated time, in that we do not understand, maybe we do not truly understand how much 10 minutes can buy us in the real world. Because what do you get after spending 20 minutes online, 30 minutes online, 1 hour online? What do you really get? What do we really get after that? Maybe some entertainment, some laughter, but I doubt that anyone comes out feeling, yes, I have done something great with my time. I feel so invigorated. Most of us do not feel that way. We come out feeling empty for the most part. We come out feeling um, a bit, I don't know, disillusioned, maybe, or we come out feeling a bit sad. And we might have different theories on why that happens, but I think for the most part, I think that the reason why that happens is that the internet, social media is inexhaustible. No matter how long we scroll, we cannot truly exhaust what exists online. Even though we are watching good content, even though we are watching inspirational content like mine, you cannot really exhaust all that exists out there. So I think that despite how we might curate our feeds to only show us good things, nice things, uplifting things, because we cannot really completely exhaust what exists, we come out feeling a bit, you know, dissatisfied, a bit defeated, if I might be bold enough to say. I think the reason for this is because we cannot truly exhaust what exists online. And I feel like as humans, we need a feeling of completion. We need a feeling of completion to feel good. And because all those hours spent online does not give us a feeling of completion, we kind of superimpose, I don't know if that's the right word, we kind of superimpose our concept of time on online to the real world. you know we kind of subconsciously have this idea that, if I spend 3 hours online and I did not feel satisfied, all the tasks I have to do, how many hours will they take me? We kind of over exaggerate how much time it will take us to get our tasks done. But in the real world, if we look at time as money, 10 minutes can buy us a clean sink. 20 minutes can buy us a workout. 30 minutes can buy us maybe 500 words on our manuscript. In the real world, time still has value, even though in the online space it is deflated to an extent. In the real world, time still has value. So that is what I want us to take away from this video today, that 10 minutes can still get you a lot in the real world. 15 minutes can still get you a lot in the real world. So if you're struggling to do things, keep at the back of your mind that time has somehow been deflated online, and our minds might be subconsciously, viewing our real world tasks as we view online scrolling. So set your timer for 15 minutes, see what happens. Set your timer for 20 minutes, see what you can do in that time. Once the timer goes up, you are free to stop doing whatever it is you're doing. You're free to stop. But, try and reprogram your mind to understand the value of time again by setting your timers for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, seeing what you can do in that time, and then eventually aiming for bigger time limits or whatever. So if you have enjoyed this video and want to see me clean my kitchen, you can stick around. But if not, see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. See you in the next video, or stick around and see me clean my kitchen. Bye. So this is a kitchen that I do not use so much. I use it mostly as a store, and I had it painted recently. And so this is me going into the kitchen. I do not know how to do voiceovers, so I don't know. You're gonna just have to go with me on this one. All right. Oh, this is me trying to clean the sink and the countertop. At this time I had set my timer for 15 minutes, and I wanted to see how much I could do in 15 minutes. And so at the end of the 15 minutes, I ended up doing the sink and the countertop, and I had to set another 15 minutes for the floor, and it ended up being 30 minutes because I got carried away and had to wash my towel. I got carried away by other chores and had to wash my towel, but I came back to it anyways. So the whole purpose of this is to kind of remind us of the value of time in the real world. Many times we underestimate what we can get done in 15 minutes, and we've all heard it's been said that most times when you just start, right, that the hardest part is starting, and when you just start you end up doing more. And I found that to be true. Okay, this is me when my timer went off. The 15 minutes were up, and I had done the sink and the countertop. I had completed that, and at this time I had set the second timer for the floors, the second 15 minutes timer for the floor. So what I was saying, is that many times the hardest part is starting, and when you start you find out that many times you end up doing more than you intended. So if we could just cajole ourselves to get started on the 15 minutes, that would be great. And I just wanted to also add that there are times you might not be able to do more than the 15 minutes, and even on those days you deserve all the applause, because let's be honest, it is such an impressive thing to work when you do not feel like it. It's an impressive thing, and so you deserve all the applause. And I think that on those days when it's really hard to do anything and you manage to get 15 minutes done, I like to use 15 minutes as the lowest, minimum, like the minimum time we can spend on something that we do not want to do. I think 15 minutes is a perfect time, but it could be any number of minutes for you. So even on those days, and I think especially on the days when we do not feel like it, we deserve all the applause. We should tell ourselves, well done. I feel like, I don't know if words of affirmations, my love language, I really don't believe that anybody has any one love language. I think that it can be all. So words of affirmations, I think that if it's something that really matters to you, and it does to me, you could tell yourself, well done for doing this. I have full-on conversations with myself, and I'm like, oh, well done, Ufoma, for doing this. It's not easy. You didn't want to do it, and now you did it. And it helps me to an extent. It does. It makes me want to do more on other days. Okay, so this is the completed cleaning job, and it's not perfect by any means, but it's better than what it was, and that is enough for me.